I'd like to welcome to the stage our next speaker to speak about practical use cases for AI in marketing, Peter Fodor from AppAgent. Peter, come on up.
Yuval Noah Harari gave a talk about 2 weeks ago at the Frontiers Forum about the future of AI and humanity. He said that AI splits people in two distinct groups. One that's truly terrified of AI, and second, that's excited about it. So let me start with a question. Who of you is rather terrified? 1, 2, okay, 3. And who is rather excited? More, so we have positive mindset in the audience. Well, frankly speaking, I'm somewhere in between, because I feel that AI will truly disrupt what we do at AppAgent. And that's maybe a reason why we try to be on top of things, to see what's happening, to implement it as soon as we can, and really explore the capabilities. I don't believe that AI will replace us fully, but the truth is that people who can use AI efficiently will have much bigger opportunities on the job market. So today I would like to show you how we are practically using AI and how actually we can save several hours a week already today, how we can be more efficient. I'm founder and CEO of AppAgent. I've started an ad business 20 years ago. 2011, I founded my own gaming studio, so I was on the development side, and in 2016, AppAgent. And we are a strategic and creative agency that helps companies such as Supercell, InnoGames, or Square Enix to acquire users and drive more revenue. We do it through a couple of major services, App Growth Program, UA, and also creative services. And the examples I will share today are from all of these areas that we do for our clients. Here's the list of them. I've mentioned already a few of these names, so let's jump straight into these examples. They are all about 1 to 2 months old, so very fresh. They are from our team, so very specific cases that I would like to share right now. So the first one is from a project for Miniclip. And they have a game called Football Battle. And Football Battle is an American football game where we were tasked to design new icons. And we used Midjourney to explore different compositions, different color schemes, different, let's say, level of detail, and use that as the first starting point. Because for designers, it's very often difficult to start, to come with first ideas, and this is the way how to streamline the creative process. Then we moved that JPEG file, because that's what you get out of Midjourney, to our designer who did digital sketch based on one of the most favorite options offered by Midjourney. And then we did Photoshop Repaint that you can see on the right. So this shows how AI can inspire creative people and really speed up the start of any project. The second is similar. This is for Star Stable, a game for teenage girls. It's about horses. And Midjourney generated a very beautiful icon that was also nicely in line with the design of the game. But you don't get a layered PSD. You can't play much with the JPEG file. So what we did here, we did a Photoshop overpaint, and this is the final result. So there's quite some manual work, but you can see that doing that from scratch will probably take way more time than if you get the input from Midjourney. This is for Good Game Studios. They have a game in the soft launch called Sunshine Island. And on the left, we generated a visual for a static ad that was then used on Facebook, Google Ads, etc. And the final output on the right is just a couple of tweaks. The tower behind was changed to lighthouse. The cow, I don't know if you see it, is a bit more set over here. We painted a couple of things to the front layer and added the call to action. That's it. How long that could take? 2 hours? Imagine that you task a designer to do it from scratch. That would be days of work, at least like one-man day. So great time saving. And here we can see how it was implemented into actual ads. We very often do ad creatives, video ad creatives in multiple formats. Portrait, landscape, square, you name it. And the biggest trouble we are facing with creative agencies is the input from the client, the quality, the size of assets, the resolution. So imagine that you get an asset that's maybe that big as the yellow rectangle, but you need a wide layout, but also a square for the other formats. So here we can use Stable Diffusion, it's DALL-E to generate the other parts to actually create a background for the image that will be used in the video. Very easy to do. We have done it like 10, 15 times. Works absolutely fantastic, so I recommend to utilize this generative fill function in DALL-E. Clash of Clans. That's a game on which we work for about 2 years next to Clash Royale. I will have also example from that title as well. But another challenge of motion designers is to demonstrate the gameplay in greater detail. Because when you watch an ad on mobile, you have a very small space where you can demonstrate the game. So you need to zoom a lot to give the viewer enough, let's say, details and lead the attention. But then the gameplay gets blurred, like you can see on the left. But we have tested Stable Diffusion with great success that helped us to sharpen the image greatly. And then you can do all these close-ups without losing the quality. Now, how we are using ChatGPT, a few examples. So this one is for a game called Cards. It's World War II card game. And we wanted to create this feeling of a radio announcer speaking in a tone of Winston Churchill and use it as a voiceover to add more emotions into the video. Because, emotions is what sells. So we asked ChatGPT, create a short World War II inspired speech for a couple of sentences, Churchill-like, but not copyrighted. Then we asked, make it sound more patriotic, inspiring. We tweaked the request. And once we had the script, we pushed that to Revoicer, where we generated the voice, added the breaks, and where the emphasis should be. And that voiceover with a couple of post-processing effects was implemented in the final video, which will I play for you right now.
We find ourselves at a crossroads in history, but we shall not falter in the face of this great challenge. By standing shoulder to shoulder with our allies, we will face the fight together and emerge stronger. Through strategy and determination, we will outsmart and outfight our foes. The future belongs to us, and we shall seize it with valor and honor.
So you don't have to hire script writers or narrators. You can do that in a few minutes in your bedroom. These are a couple of examples. I have a few more. But if you want to get a weekly dose, I'm publishing Mobile Artificial Insights newsletter on LinkedIn. Subscribe every week. Our team demonstrates one new use case. So I believe that you will get more and more inspiration if you are connected with me over LinkedIn. So next few examples that we have. Another with ChatGPT. Recently, we started working with Outfit 7, the company behind this amazing IP that has hundreds of millions of downloads, maybe even more than millions, billions. And Anya, the girl on the left in this thumbnail, is our creative strategist. And she's around, let's say, 30s. And she wanted to make the script of like UGC-like video to sound more Gen Z. But she's too old for that. So instead of looking around for some teenager or someone in 20s, she asked ChatGPT to rewrite this in a tone that the young generation uses today. And it worked very well. There are some, say, phrases and words that these guys use these days, but we were able to speak their language. Next, I spoke about Clash of Clans, now Clash Royale. Right now, we are testing couple of sets of new screenshots for this game. If you go to Google Play, you will probably see different variants. It started with defining a couple of creative directions to present the game in RPG style, action, strategy, etc. And you can ask ChatGPT to provide you headlines for screenshots in those directions, 5 headlines like in the prompt. And you get a decent list. These are, like, I would say, very good headlines, full of emotions, strong wording, and then we generated these 3 sets, combining or handpicking and doing these final touches with our creative team. But again, it saves so much time and streamlines the process tremendously. This is a non-gaming example. I want to show you what we are doing, not faking it. So for this particular case, I needed to tap into non-gaming. But App Store optimization is how you optimize either search or conversion in the store. In search, it means using right keywords in the title, subtitle, and keyword field, which is not that difficult if this is in English. But imagine that you need to optimize it for Italy, Korea, other languages that you don't have in-house, and you don't have native ASO researchers in each geo that can help you. So here we asked first, it's not on the screen, ChatGPT to help us to identify the best how to play guitar apps. Once we had them, we asked for helping us understanding the right keywords these apps are using, and use that as a lead to own fresh new suggestions based on this initial research. And you also can do the thing that you take keywords from AppTweak or other ASO tool together with the search popularity, and you import that into ChatGPT as a guidance what keywords should be used, and it combines everything you want to get the right keywords into the final set of titles, subtitles, etc. Merge Vikings. That's a new game by a company called Metacore. You probably know Merge Mansion, the game with the grandma and Maddie that plays a lot on the mystery note. And this is the new title that's in the soft launch, and we wanted to create a script that will be like Viking-like for an actor. And you know, like how you define a tone that Vikings might use or words, that's quite a complicated task. But here we got it again in a few seconds, and I will play another video that you can watch it and listen to it.
Ahoy there! Are you ready to pillage and plunder like a true Viking? Then grab your sword and shield and jump right into the game full of fast-paced and fun battles. Merge your weapons and gear, upgrade your Vikings to create legendary warriors, explore uncharted territories, and fight your way to the top. Oh, and yes, you can have your own dragons. Will you become a legendary Viking warrior? Download Merge Vikings for free now and see for yourself.
Now, one bigger case study for Autogun Heroes, a game by Nitro Games. This is how we came with the concept for Terminator versus Rambo. This plays on nostalgia, these action heroes, and we had the idea that these two will comment the gameplay and will like tease each other. So we went to Midjourney to get those portraits of our action heroes from the 80s. But as you can see, it's like very, very realistic. And that would be an issue from the legal standpoint. So what can you do with that? We push that into Stable Diffusion, where you can control the level of realism and details and other factors and tweak it to the point when it's probably on the borderline. Now, with lawyers, you never know, but let's say it should be OK. So we have these avatars. Then we pushed the script to a tool called FakeU, where you can pick over here famous people's voices. Sometimes it's very clunky. The quality is not always the best. But for this case, it worked very nicely. And here's the final ad.
Hasta la vista, baby. Eat my bullets.
You suck at this, Brand. Shooting everybody with no style.
What do you know, pretty boy?
You don't know who I am. I'm your nightmare.
Damn it, I'll be back.
We'll see about that. To win the war, you have to be the war.
Cool, right? So we're at the very end, and I showed you what we are doing right now. But because it's evolving so quickly, I want to outline like 5 directions that I expect will happen in the next, maybe not a year, maybe a couple of months. So the first one is that I expect there will be tools for automatic creative analysis. Imagine ad like I've just shown you. AI could understand that this is about action game using famous movie characters. There's some dialogue, things like that. And if that could be done at scale, you can learn a ton by analyzing all these auto tags and get inspiration for your own ads. Understand which components, pacing, color scheme, whatever else works, and use it for the input for the creative strategist. Second, multi-language store assets. Localizations are already happening, but you can also localize voiceovers for app review videos very quickly. Very easy to do, and again, you can be way more relevant to audiences in different countries that don't prefer English as the main language. Video ad variations. I'm a bit skeptical that AI will, in the next, let's say, 12 months, completely replace video ads production. It's a lot about ideas, about creativity. Like, would AI come with the idea of Stallone against Schwarzenegger for Autogun Heroes? Probably not. But what AI can do is to take components like the opening sequence, gameplay, backshot, CTA, all these things, combine them together, test them automatically, and then show you these factors influence the performance. This is the winning combination. And ideally combine that into new videos and automatically upload them into, let's say, Facebook and test them over there. Face and voice variations for UGC ads. Imagine that guy presenting Merge Vikings, speaking in one video English, another German, Chinese, Portuguese. This could be, again, I think, improving relevancy. And I believe that maybe in a year or two, these real actors could be easily replaced by digital avatars. With those, we can do thousands of versions in no time and be really like creative. And the last is 3D models from text, something that we are already exploring. You can create decent assets that you can import into Unreal or Unity engines and create catchy 3D opening sequences for your ads, again, in a very short time. So I believe this will happen in the next couple of months. Stay tuned, and let's see where this all will end up. So thank you for your attention. If you want to discuss this with me, I will be around. You can ping me over email, and feel free to connect over LinkedIn. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, I know there's probably lots of people want to ask you, but we are running a little bit behind. So what I suggest is maybe I can take one question. Which to choose? Which to choose? He's closest. I'm sorry from there. But so maybe follow up and ask Peter on Meet to Match.
Hey, great talk. Thanks so much. Wanted to you talked about the content generation for the marketing, but is there any KPIs that you can share on the front? How this content is performing after using this? Right now, it shows that you can actually speed up your work. But anything that you can share in insights on, hey, this is actually helping my conversion better or something of that sort?
We are producing dozens of ads every week. So if I speak about, let's say, one ad, would it paint the picture? Probably not really. What I see here is the greatest benefit is to be able to be more creative and to test new approaches. Like a couple of these examples I've shown today would be difficult to do without AI. And UA and creative production is a lot about like volume. The more you produce, the more you test, the more variety, the higher chances that you find the winner. The typical ratio is that 1 ad out of 20 performs great. And if you need those winners on TikTok, let's say every 2 weeks, you need to produce 80, 100 ads every month. And for that, I would say that generally speaking, AI is sort of like a tool that allows us to get to these volumes for a decent cost and increase chances that the KPIs will grow up.